Congratulations to the Boston Celtics, your 2024 NBA champions. Wow. Well, you know what? The Celtics deserved it. They were the best team all season. They played great ball. They matched up well against the Mavericks. And they would have matched up well against most of the teams that played in the NBA playoffs this year for the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. Boston was just a good team with veterans, with good players, great players, future Hall of Famers, probably about 3 of them on that team that you saw playing. And I was very impressed with how Jayson Tatum stepped up. He was clutch last night. Sorry, he was clutch last night, and the controversy regarding who's the better player for the Celtics, himself or Jaylen Brown, doesn't really matter. You have 2 great players. They just brought the chip home. Either one of them could have really won the MVP. I believe, in my view, it tilted to Jaylen Brown, mostly on the defensive side of the ball. You know, his performance were well-rounded. He did everything that he had to do when he was asked to do it. So his performance definitely deserved the MVP trophy. However, if it would have gone to Jayson Tatum, I don't think there would have been an issue with that too much. That just goes to show you the talent and the level of skill and greatness that these 2 great ball players bring to the NBA and to the Boston Celtics. They played tremendously, and they deserved what they got, which is the championship. I believe is their 18th for the franchise, which is the record, I believe. I think the Lakers are second, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, and you got to give Mazzulla, the coach of the Celtics, a lot of credit. There were people doubting him when he took over the job after Udoka was fired. I think he's done a tremendous job. He's done a great job. He's done an unexpectedly great job. The players love him. He's a players coach, and he has a lot of quirks and quirky ways that is coming out these days, and I think it's funny. But the players love the man. He's a good coach. He's obviously a good strategist. He knows what he's doing. When Marcus Smart was traded, everybody was questioning why that happened and whether or not it was a smart or a good move. When they got Jrue Holiday, it was a huge get. It was a huge get. No one I can never explain, or no one could really make it make sense to me why the Milwaukee Bucks chose to let probably their second best player next to Giannis, and in some cases, I would say their most important player for the Bucks was Jrue Holiday. Hands down. He is skilled at offense. He's not Damian Lillard skilled, but he's also a top defender on that side of the ball. It's hard to replace such talent. And wherever Jrue Holiday has gone and left, I believe it was New Orleans and then the Bucks. I forgot where he was before New Orleans, but he has been the man. And each time he is gone from a team, you can literally tell the loss on the previous team that he left. You can literally see signs that the best player the most important player on that team is no longer there. You know, because Jrue is an excellent ball handler. He's an excellent passer. He's a shooter. He's a slasher. You know, he's got all the offensive tools. He knows he's not the guy that needs to go and get 25, 35 points at any night. If he gives you 15 and he gives you some assists and he gives you that, you know, that intensity, that leadership, that's the word for Jrue Holiday, that leadership. He brings that. He brings that steadiness, the coolness, the calmness. That same team for the Celtics were there last season. They didn't win it all. And they needed an important player. They needed someone who was dynamic on both sides of the ball. Marcus Smart was a good defender. Defensive Player of the Year. It was a great defender. He'll probably get in the Hall of Fame mostly because of his defensive skills. But he was not consistent on the offensive side. He was suspect on the offensive side. And I think really from the last time he played in the playoffs with the Celtics, I think his performance there was lackluster and he wasn't dependable. And even though he was a fan favorite, you know, he colored his hair green and all that stuff, and they loved him in Boston. But Mazzulla and the GM and the leadership of the Boston Celtics decided Smart had to go. Tough decisions. So this win really encapsulates the entire organization of late for the Boston Celtics. They have kept their core, brought back one of their greats, Al Horford. And he was dynamic. Al Horford wasn't there to give you, again, 15, 20, or 30 points. I think he averaged maybe 6 points. That's not what he's there for. He's there for his steadiness. Cool hand Al, Mr. Horford, who knows when to cool things down, slow it down, calm everybody down when things are not going well. He was the voice. He was the one that brought it back together. I mean, genius. Most teams don't bring back former players. Al Horford is a great player. He's not a role player. Yeah, he's a starter. But he's a starter. It's not about scoring for him. It's not about stat lines. It's about leadership. It's about leading. And in my view, if there was ever, since the Hall of Fame is not really all about statistics, it's about influence. Yes, it's about, you know, your skills and abilities in playing the game, but it's also about things like your contribution, your importance to the team and to the league. No doubt, Horford has been an important player for every team he's played on, and I would say, although everybody was necessary, in the finals of this year, Al Horford was probably one of the most pivotal players because of his ability to keep things on even keel, on the floor. He's like the coach on the floor. And it was just an amazing job to see. It was an exciting team to see play. Holiday stepped up. He was a stud. Almost every player, White, played a heck of a defensive game, and his timely three-point shooting was off the charts. And of course, the JJs, JT and JB, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, two of the finest young athletes we have in the NBA. right now. Two of the top athletes we have in the NBA right now. Jaylen Brown, based on what I believe is a bum rap, doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He doesn't get the attention that he deserves. He doesn't get the business, the accolades, the, marketing, the ambassadorship for brands that he deserves. He is very smart. He's very outspoken. He's not brash. He's not a showboat. He's none of that stuff. And so he doesn't get the respect and the attention that he deserves. But oh my, when the biggest stage, and he performed very well last year too in the playoffs. And this year, no one can doubt. They were talking about Luka. They were talking about Kyrie. They were talking about Anthony Edwards. They were talking about everybody. They were even talking about Jayson Tatum during the playoffs and before the playoffs. No one really wanted to talk about Jaylen Brown. And what does Jaylen Brown go out and do? He gets the MVP for the Eastern Conference Finals for his excellent performance in that conference finals. And then took it to the finals, to the NBA championship games. And his game, his skill, his level, something that I don't think most of the world of basketball had really come to appreciate. So during the finals, on the biggest stage, when all of basketball world is watching, I'm not just talking about Americans we watching, all the basketball world watching. And Jaylen Brown did his thing. He had a monster playoffs. I'm not here to throw statistics at you, but if he wants statistics, you can go ahead and Google it. You can check it all out. And then you can come back and say, yes, those were some monster stats that man put up. And you don't really see the stat you don't see is his impact on the defensive end. He was excellent. He was effective. He just did not want to be defeated. And you can see it on both sides of the ball. Jaylen Brown was him in these playoffs. Jaylen Brown was him. He was the guy. He, throughout the playoffs, made timely buckets, timely plays on the defense to propel the Boston Celtics to where they are today, which is the mountaintop of the National Basketball Association, the top league for basketball in the world. The Boston Celtics are the champs. They are the champions. And we should congratulate them. We should celebrate them. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Obviously, attention turns inevitably to the question of repeat. Would they be able to do that? Currently, as it stands, if I was a betting man, I would definitely bet on them coming back with a great opportunity to repeat. I believe they're going to have everybody back, at least their core. I don't know if Al Horford will be back. Personally, if I were Al Horford, I'd ride off in the sunset. I would ride off in the sunset. Leave on time. But who knows? You know what I mean? Hey, tasting that first one, that first championship, getting that first one, and the possibility that with his help, with him being on that team, creates a better opportunity a more likelihood of repeat if Al Horford returns with the Celtics. That would be intriguing. That may prevent Al Horford from retiring. Horford been in the league a long time. I mean, how old is he? 40? He's been there. But he's in great shape. He's in excellent shape. He's out there running around, chasing around and keeping up with 20-year-olds and, 25-year-olds. Horford is an excellent athlete. Excellent athlete. And I think if he came back, yes, there would be I would say more, there's a preponderance of the evidence. That's right. More likely than not that the Boston Celtics will repeat. Without Al Horford, I would put it down a notch. Less than 50% of a repeat. Chance of a repeat. But with Al Horford, more than 50% chance of a repeat. So, it's impressive what the Celtics have done. It's amazing what they have done and how they've been. They patiently have built a powerhouse of a team that literally could win more NBA championships if they were able to remain together and keep that young coach. I believe at 35, that's his age. Coach Mazzulla became the youngest coach to win an NBA championship at 35. Coach, that's something special. That's amazing. Hey, look, a lot of people doubted him when he first, got the job, and they had some implosions in the playoffs where they looked almost comical. There were times when it looked like Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown weren't even paying attention to him when he took over for Udoka, and I didn't think he was going to be back. I literally didn't. I thought once that when he was done as an interim coach, they were going to, and they did say they were looking for a permanent coach. And then they named Mazzulla the head coach, and he has delivered masterfully ever since. And I think he will, if he continues at this pace, man, this guy will tear up. You hear me? He gonna tear up the record books as a coach. If he continues at the pace that he is going and continues to go deep into the playoffs and win championships, that man is going to be on the Mount Rushmore of coaches in basketball. One of the best. He has all the capabilities, all the strategic moves, all the analytical talents to be able to really coach in this league for a long time. He reminds me of Miami Heat basketball coach Eric Spoelstra. They're similar in a lot of ways how they coach. And I really believe Joe is on another level as a coach. And if he's able, the Boston Celtics are able to keep him for the long haul. I mean, in fact, if I was the Celtics, I'd be like, dude, you are, you staying for a long time. You go, how long you want? I would give that man a 10 to 15 year contract. I would just lock him down. Lock him down and say, you are not going anywhere. We're going to put you away. We're going to lock you away. We're going to throw away the keys because you ain't going nowhere. You are not going any place because you're about to be the best coach in the NBA. And when you become known as the best, right now you're the best young coach in the NBA, hands down. There's some veterans out there who still got a little bit on you, but for now, as anybody under 40, you are it. You are the best young coach under 40 in this league. Joe Mazzulla is going to be an excellent coach for a long time to come. And I'm excited to see the moves that they're going to make in the next coming seasons and how it's going to pan out. He's a very good coach. And the Boston Celtics have become an excellent organization. An excellent organization, making the right moves. You know, it used to be the Boston Celtics and the Lakers. You know, Lakers used to be the ones making these excellent type of moves. You know, rest in peace, Jerry West. Once Jerry West left the Lakers, they have not been the same. The decisions have not been solid. You know, whether it's the moves on the players or what have you. Coaches, no coach has lasted more than 3 years since Phil Jackson. And I believe they've had something like 8 coaches in that time period. I mean, that is so ridiculous. You know, the Lakers used to be praised for, you know, their front office and their ability to make moves and put together teams. So that, you know, I would hope the Lakers will get their act together so we can start seeing the Lakers take on the Celtics in the finals again. We would love to see that again. I think the last time was the Lakers, Kobe versus Garnett, and those guys went at it. But I would love to see the Lakers rise up to the level where we can see them and the Celtics go at it. Who knows? Next year, maybe LeBron's last. If he gets the help that he needs, if they keep AD and they bring some sharp shooters, and some runners, because it's a runners league. You know what I'm saying? It's a runners league. And you can't have a bunch of people over 30. LeBron, look, is in great shape, but even he gets tired. He gets worn down towards the end of the game now. So I think that's what they need. They've always needed some good, solid shooters. Nowadays there's shooters all over the college game. People who can shoot lights out. You got 6'10", 6'11 players, 6'8". People who are basically grew up in the Steph Curry era and they can shoot lights out. The Lakers could get some shooters. All you need is 1 or 2 shooters and a couple of runners, young runners. Somebody, you can make trade for some of these young cats in their mid-20s that are high flyers and runners to couple them with AD and LeBron. If you get 2 lights out shooters, I'm talking about shooters that shoot over 40%. They are there in the college game. Bring 2 of them in the Lakers locker room. Work them out. Get 2 runners, people who are high flyers to play with LeBron. If you bring those 4 players in, 2 each, 2 runners, 2 shooters, sharpshooters, the Lakers could be in position to beat anybody in the Western Conference. And of course, the Celtics are in position to also beat anybody in the Eastern Conference. And then we could see these 2 historic programs get back and face each other. And I tell you what, the ratings will be off the hook, off the hinges, if that were to happen. Let's pray, basketball God. Please, basketball God. Please, basketball God. Let the Lakers get their act together so we can see the Tatum and Jaylen Brown go up against a LeBron James team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Woo, my goodness. Man, I'm getting chills. Make it happen. Come on, Buzz. Look, Jerry Buss's daughter, I think she's the one calling the shots these days for the Lakers. She needs to make some kind of different moves. They need to get a coach that can coach. That's a good coach, a proven coach, a real coach. Not this J.J. Redick nonsense. Somebody who's never coached. He's a smart man. He knows the game. That don't mean you know how to run the sidelines and call the shots and make moves. Get an experienced coach. Go steal a coach. Hell, call Phil. Have a conversation. He might be like, you know what? F it. I'll coach LeBron. Have they ever had that conversation? Phil might want to come 1 or 2 years and get a chip with LeBron and call it a day. Why not? Why not, Phil? Phil loves trophies. He's a king. He likes getting trophies. He did it with everybody. With Michael Jordan, with Kobe Bryant, with Shaq. What? Come on now. Man, tell you, hey, Phil, you want to come get a trophy with LeBron? Come teach that triangle offense and let's make it happen. What? Come on. So anyway, yes, it was an excellent basketball season, NBA season this year. Great games, amazing playoffs. Obviously, it was a little disappointing that both conference finals were, kind of a sweep. One was an outright sweep and the other was a gentleman's sweep, only one win. And then the NBA finals was almost a sweep. A gentleman's sweep happened. But Mavericks only won one game. The Mavericks they didn't have any help really. They had Kyrie and Luka, but both of them didn't have great games in the same game, in any game in the finals really. And if you don't have a third and fourth option for scorers in this league, I don't see you winning championships. You need people who are scorers, who can score. Yes, you have two of the best players to ever play the game in Kyrie and Luka. But you saw what happened when one was underperforming. They became a one-trick pony. And then, essentially, they had no answers. No answers on defense or offense for a team like the Boston Celtics. And in fact, Luka Doncic is really a defensive liability. They don't talk about that too much. We focus too much on the offense and trying to hand over the GOAT label, the best player in the NBA currently label, the face of the NBA label. They keep trying to put these labels on down. But if you want to be the best and if we're going to confer the title of the best on any athlete, on any player, in any sport, they cannot be a one-trick pony. They can't only be great on one side of the ball, but then be a liability to their team on the other side. I, in good conscience, cannot call anyone the best in any league when at any part of their game they are a liability to their team. On any part of their game. People saying, look, I need to get in better shape. He needs to be able to move better. He needs to be able to lock down somebody on the defensive side. Because this thing is not just offense. It is not just an offensive game. I like it. I like the fact that there's defense in the NBA again. Folk are playing defense again. And the team that won it all was one of the best defensive teams in the damn league this year. And they have been for a long time. The Boston Celtics played defense, which is matched and complemented by their offensive masterful skills that they show on offense. But y'all, defense ain't sexy, but you can see, go through it. The whole team's down. They know how to stop teams when they have to. Timely. They know how to stop teams. That is the Boston Celtics. That's why they are winning. And that's why they're going to keep winning, because they know how to play team and individual defense. They're very good. all around on the defensive end. They're very good. And they didn't even have the 6'3" Porzingis really in the finals and in the playoffs. And still look what they got. With a healthy Christmas Porzingis, it's gonna be very hard to beat the Boston Celtics next season. It really is. It really is, because they're a very well coached team, a very talented team, and like I said earlier, if Horford returns and the rest of them are kept together, obviously coach is back, it will be something else. It will be something else. I am looking forward to what they're going to deliver to us next season. So, yes, indeedy, I am done with this segment, this episode. I will be back. Will Omane talking to you, hollering at you, congratulating the Boston Celtics for an excellent NBA playoffs and winning the chip. What a great franchise. What an excellent show of masterful basketball playing that you guys put on for the playoffs this year. Congratulations. Well deserved. Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, my man Jaylen Brown. That's my guy. Y'all need to put some respect on Jaylen. Y'all better show him some love. You, Nike, he needs a signature shoe. Adidas, Puma, somebody, Under Armour, Steph Curry, holla at Jaylen Brown and give that man his damn shoes. Come on.